Hey guys, I'm just trying to get my live to show up on my iPad and then I will get started. That's most annoying. Anyway, just hang tight here. Where is my, there we go. Anyway, just hang tight here. Okay. Ooh, let's go. Okay, also it'd be really nice to be able to mute my iPad. All right, this should be, all right, yes, I'm live. Slay. Okay, so I'm gonna get into my tutorial. Maybe I'll catch a few. It has been a minute or so. But yeah, it's good. I'm gonna put this together. I'll save my brushes. So if you're a subscriber, you'll have the source files. You can even use them in your creative projects. Really the star here was this this image, and I got really inspired, and I thought it would be super cool to do some color palettes from it because I just thought it was so beautiful. And then I thought I would make some abstract artwork that was inspired by this. So that is what I did. All right. Okay, so in case you guys, most people that watch this will be familiar with my multicolor brush method, but if you're not, check out my website. And I went ahead and sampled for you guys some gorgeous color palettes, multicolor blends that you will see over here on the right. So I did that already, so you don't have to. And sometimes, you know, I will adjust the, I'll adjust the image or the color balance or this or that, but honestly on this image I didn't do anything. And so then I just found some little areas of color blends. I'd kind of select, like you see here, little areas. And then I would hit edit define pattern, and those are my color blends for my multicolor brushes. And then what I did was I just kind of wanted to do some abstract art, some backgrounds. These might be like a bit nice for some quote graphics or something like that. So I just thought I just kind of wanted the colors to be the star and do some really simple abstract stuff that anybody could do using some different multicolor brushes. And then I also used a little bit of silhouette also in gold of like, so kind of made a little consistency, although they're quite all different, but they kind of have like, that they could be in the same genre or whatever. So went ahead and made my color palettes. Oh, and what I'm working on right now is some new brushes. I should probably show you guys. Let's see, our file, new. Let me just, I was working on some that were like inspired by, where's my paintbrush bucket? Kind of some like textile knitted sort of brushes. And I'm going to show you some that I've been also adding to that. And I'll also put these work in progress brushes into the early access folder. But I kind of want to wrap this, that little brush set that I was working on up soon. So yeah, I need to do that and just get it in there. But anyway, we'll see here. So this is some of the brushes that I'm working on right now. Yeah, just kind of like having some deviations, and on this one, oh gosh, not me doing it on the same layer. And let's see here. Here's another one which I kind of like. Also, it's nice whenever you can see the really like dramatic color. Here's a color palette that has a lot of colors in it that I used. And so you can really see the gorgeousness of that brush. That one was like version 20, this is 19, and then I thought I did a different That one is an older brush that I did. Anyway, working on those. So I'm trying to do a new brush collection soon. So I'm going to get to that. But yeah, so now I have my color palettes, and I'm going to just kind of go through and recreate these one by one and show you how easy it is. But I just like the colors together, the colors coming from nature, gorgeous. And what I love is that I did not have to, what do you call it? I did not have to like figure colors that would go together. I love sampling from images because that I know it will be gorgeous and it will look great. So I'm just gonna pull back my layers here. And here I used, so I kind of just, I have this, you know, brown kind of background. I was like, okay, let's just start with that. And then I just kind of put some brush strokes on here. And I might do a different version of this. So what I'm gonna do actually is go back, and then we're gonna kind of recreate this. That, did I put that there? Yeah, okay. That is my one, so I'm gonna go File, Save a Copy. Okay, 2 seconds. File, Save a Copy, One Live, yes. Then we are going to go open that up, and that way we can kind of just compare and contrast them with the ones that I did, and maybe I'll do it in another colorway, so it could be kind of interesting. And let's see here. So first of all, I'm going to get my pattern stamp tool, and then I'm going to go to my color palettes, and down here is the ones that I made. So I'm just going to shut these ones up. And maybe I will just do a different color blend. What did I do here? So I put some orange. I'll do that. Now I'm going to pick which brush that I used, and this is also, while I'm doing this tutorial, I'm going to be putting together my brushes for you guys. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I used brush number 2. This is pretty much it, but I want to do a different colorway just to spice it up. So this is brush, let's see here, let's just delete this layer. So this is brush 2 of this new brush set that I'm developing, and I just kind of went through here with this color blend that we see here, and to make that background. And it's just like a nice sort of, I kind of like how it looks a little bit like knitty, but I should do what I said I was going to do and do a different colorway. So I'm going to do more of a green background here. So okay, so I'm just going to do it slightly different. So I'm just going to fill up this background like so with this multicolor brush. And on the other one I didn't fill up the whole background, but anyway, it's good, it's fine. We've got our little thing that we could look to here. So let me just save this. This is brush 2 background. I'll include the pattern. I save them in my tool presets so that I can like have them later, and it's just easier than going and saving them in the brush panel. So I'm going to hit save, and then I just took like a small, let's see, I'm not even sure which brush I used. Another kind of soft brush from that collection, but really you could use any sort of soft brush. And honestly, I'm going to have to roll this back and see which brush that I used, because I'm not exactly sure, and I'm not 100% sure it was from this collection, but it's just like a different brush. Okay. Now, the other ones I think I saved my brushes more, but when I first was starting, I was a little bit like, taking it easy here, and I'll just get like some kind of green. And I'm sure that I was probably using one of my newer brushes, but I could have spiced it up, could have done something a little bit different. Or maybe I just grabbed like something, anyway. Basically, I just put some spots in here, but that's actually going to drive me nuts to know which brush that I use, because I feel like it was one of my new brushes. Anyway, whatever, this is Stream of Consciousness. Where is my, let's see here. Oh, that's looking like it, 14 or 13. Okay, so that's fine. I think that's it. it's 14 or 13. It was just like a soft brush, but it was not in multicolor. So let's go down here. Brush 14, okay, that's fine, I'm happy with that. So I just put some different, just kind of tapped in with some different color. This one might not look so different, but that one is brush 14 of the new one, so that is 14 and then spots. So I'm gonna put that on there. And yeah, I love saving it for you guys so that you can have more fun and just kind of go along with it. And then the next thing I did is the next thing that I did was I put in this tree. So I actually found a tree on Unsplash, and I'm gonna kind of save you the time, but I will link to that below. And I thought it would be really fun to use the silhouette of that. And so what I did was I used my object or like subject selection tool, Magic Wand, select subject, I cropped that. And it took me a little bit of like for something like this, I went like that, went image, crop. One thing that's quite disappointing lately is they're doing all of this like generative fill stuff and craziness, but like tell me why the select subject is still like not that great. Like it's not perfect. If I hit cut, look at that. I mean, give us the stuff that we really want, Photoshop. Anyway, I messed around with that and I just pasted it in here. So here you can see, and I thought I might draw within it, but finally I decided to use one of my 24 karat gold layer styles and just use that as this kind of a negative element in my design. And then I just added a couple brush strokes over it, and then that's kind of where we got to where we are. So let's just take this, and I'm just going to drag this over to my one live and put this over here. And I might just move it just a little bit so it's like slightly different. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm gonna do is I made some accents with one of my multicolor tie-dye brushes. So I'm gonna make a new layer over this tree layer. So far we're on the third layer. And I'm going to go up to my tie-dye brushes. And yeah, I think I'll do, let's see which. All right, so I'm gonna, again, I'm using my multicolor brushes, but I'm gonna take one of the lighter, like sandier tones that's almost monochromatic, because I kind of want that as like more of a one color. And then you can just play around and check out the different tie-dye brushes and which ones will work, which ones you like. I like that 14. And I don't know if I'm going to find the exact one that I had done before. 5B, oh, that's kind of nice. Is that the same one? I don't think that's the exact same one. That's 5B, but that's pretty cool. I might save that in my my head. And this is why I really, oh, I kind of like that too. Each of them I have also like a version A and a version B. 14 I used on another one, but that way it's like the two sides of the pattern. I think it's quite cool. 19B looks very cool. Okay, so I was just playing around. Really, you could use any of them, but I'm kind of like fapping about here because putzing about trying to find actually the same one that I used on the first one, just because I kind of want to find it, because I'm curious. Okay, that kind of looks like it, actually. 28B, that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm saving this one as it. And as you can see, we have like the pattern coming out. It's a little bit watercolory and a little bit watercolory, but we have the multicolor brushes, and yeah, I like that. So I'm gonna kind of just paints, did I paint it over it? Yeah, okay. So I'm just painting some over the tree, or is it under? No, it's over it. And just adding a little bit. And I think that's fine. So I'm gonna save that. So that is 28B tie-dye. Okay, I'll save that on my tool preset, load it up so you guys can have some fun. Hit save because we want to work non-destructively. And then the last thing that I did was to add, this is actually a brush from one of the, from the Artistic Autumn collection. So I'm gonna go to the Artistic Autumn and find what brush that was. We're gonna go again to make sure it's on my pattern stamp tool. I don't know why it keeps changing it. Oh wait, no. Let's make a new layer. Clone stamp, oh, it was on clone stamp, not pattern stamp. Can we get a pattern stamp here? And then I'm gonna pick one of the greens. Or maybe a darker brown. Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, because, and it looks, okay, so it looks like that I use brush 18 over here. And this is another version of this. And I like this because it's like the same, but a different colorway. So that's quite fun. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick with kind of a dark, I don't know if I want that dark or no, I want a little bit darker. I want a little bit of contrast. I go a little crazy with these multicolor brushes. Sometimes it's so hard for me to even paint in one color, but we still need those things of like contrast, spacing, all that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I love that brush now with it. It's a little bit strong. But it kind of was the brush that I was using. So maybe I will stick with it. 18, yeah. But maybe we don't need it that dark. Although it is, oh, that's kind of giving a nice, that's really interesting. So, and I could even make a new sample as well. Because sometimes it felt a little bit too dark, but okay. I'm just going to try to add a little bit of this in around the, with abstract it's hard because it's like there's no necessarily right or wrong answers, but trying to just kind of give something that feels balanced. Okay, I'm calling that a day. And that one is brush 18, so we're gonna save that. 18, Artistic Autumn, yes. And yeah, okay, that's good. Why did I do, I feel like I moved this. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Oh, hey, Bonnie, glad to catch you. I've been doing things at different times, so I'm not seeing, and also my newsletter, I just verified my domain, and then now my newsletter what do you call it? My newsletter deliverability is like crap now, so the newsletter didn't really get to many people this week. So anyway, but I'm doing my tutorial anyway, just the same. People can watch it at their own time, and I'll have to send another newsletter out tomorrow. So okay, so that's like, oh, not tomorrow, a couple days, maybe Friday. Okay, so that's number one, and I like it. We've got kind of two versions here. And then number two, so let's go File, Save a Copy. We're gonna make 2 live, click Save. And now I'm gonna open that one. It'll be kind of fun to do like, well, this one, I don't know if I wanna do it too different. Okay, wish it was easier to like move these. Okay, there's 2. So, Oh yeah, your landscapes, Bonnie. That was so nice. The ones that you were sharing on the insiders group. I love seeing the way that everybody does things in different ways, and I try to do a bunch of different styles of different things, but everybody has their own different like workflows or styles of art. But I love to see how everyone is incorporating them into their own things. So basically what I did here was I took some of these color palettes, and they're really quite, the way that I sampled a lot of them, they're kind of monocolor. And so I had, oh my God, excuse me. Oh, let's hit save. So I took this and kind of just made these brush strokes across like you see here. So did I save it? So this is my new brush 2C of this like new brush set that I've been developing. But again, if you're a subscriber, you guys will have these early. And I went through and kind of made this sort of, yeah, this is that brush. So I made, I have just like a plain background, made a new layer, and then I went through and did a little bit of a kind of an ombre effect. So these are the color blends that I sampled from that landscape. So I kind of went from lighter to darker, but I might just do it just a little bit different here. So I'll just kind of play around and see where we get here. But just being really, I guess I could try to draw them straight too. If you need to draw them straight, always just hold down your shift key. And this is kind of a little bit of a, oh, let's see here, I would say kind of a strong kind of drawing brush. Okay, everything's hide. Yeah, so I'm just going to kind of do like I did there and make it, but it's going to be a little bit different because as long as I'm doing two of them, I might as well do them like slightly different. And there we go. So here's the one I did before. This one was very like whatever. This one's like a little bit more random, but whatever. This is always like how, which I like that. It's kind of going into the greens and then into the browns, but we're doing it a little different anyway. So it's always the wish version whenever I do it online. And then what I did next was I think I did like you see here. So I wanted a little contrast. I wanted to kind of create like this sort of like a weave sort of thing. And yeah, so I've got this going on. I'm going to make a new layer above it. And then I believe, let's see here, knit. Okay, so this is that knit brush here. And I just, I like that it has, let's just look at the thing here. I like it's a little stampy, a little rough, a little kind of crazy. And I just have this nice color blend here, although I might just do a slightly different color blend to spice it up. And it looks like I did 3 lines of that. And we're just kind of creating this sort of almost like a tartan or something. But we'll do like so, just to create a little, we made the horizontal stripes and we made the vertical stripes. But again, what's nice is that this is just, what was I going to say? So easy, just brushes, so you don't have to like have any kind of, this is not any kind of drawing ability, so it's just experiments. And usually, and then of course usually I swear it's always a little bit like when I have no pressure of like time pressure, I feel like when I'm just doing experiments, everything is like magic. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. But then whenever it's like, oh, I'm hurrying to do a tutorial, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna make it on live at this time. And then I always feel like that pressure and I feel like it's never as good. But I actually like how they turned out today. But I swear whenever I'm not trying so hard, that's when they really turn out good. And then, so this one, with all of these, I kind of want to have this, I wanted to keep this kind of a consistency. So I've got a little bit of gold in all of them and a little bit of like kind of white, sort of like light accent like you see here. So on this one, I actually used a marble brush. And basically I wanted the effect of, okay, no, is that, oh, I wanted the effect of like a one color. And actually, I guess in this one I did actually use a one color, but, so this is Marble Brush 5. And I just went through here and just added some, actually no, you know what I'm gonna add first is the gold, and then I think I will add the marble, I believe, yeah. So for this one, because I wanted that little bit of gold, what I used was this, here you can see what that is. I used, oh, and are those below? Yeah, oh. Interesting how I had them here. Okay, so, oh, sorry, there were the, gosh, some flower ones that I created. Now I can't remember the name of it. Oh yeah, Spring Botanicals collection. And these are really for like decorative kind of vibe. And I believe I used brush 4, my total brain fart there. Layer styles and patterns in my Photoshop. My Photoshop is pretty much, oh gosh, yeah, Bonnie, I actually have some great tips on this on my 3 foundation tutorials on my website. I'm just going to show you that really fast because you can't load everything up. But I am, let's see, I hope that I don't need to leave that open. Okay, sorry. So if you go here to quick links and then you go to foundation tutorials, I give you some great, there's 3 foundation tutorials at the top and you click through to them. And this, I give you tips here about layer styles, how to, organization, how to store them. Same thing with brushes, because the brushes I pretty much load everything. Yeah, I've got all the tips down here, but I show you how I organize them, all of that. So I definitely encourage everybody to take advantage of those 3 foundation tutorials because I really carefully put them together so that if you watch those 3 foundation tutorials, you really don't have to watch like almost any other product tutorials because it really will help you understand everything. So I definitely, I think you should check that out. And yeah, oh, and Araceli, glad that you, yeah, you can bookmark this and check it out another time. Thank you so much for the comment. And yeah, oh yeah, Bonnie, especially since you're a bit newer, then that is like really gonna help you out so much. So I'm glad I got to catch you. And then, okay, so this is that brush here of like that I was making with 2. This is just a decorative brush, really simple. Usually I do it in 1 color. But I'm gonna go ahead and add that gold layer style on it, and it's from my 24 karat gold collection. So you can see here the gold, and basically I'm just gonna take that brush size. No, this is a pressure sensitive brush. So I'm gonna have this underneath my layer here, and I just kind of wanted a little bit of a gold, like a subtle gold accent, like kind of on the sides. That's what I did, just to be like a little bit, add just little touches of gold. So that's kind of just what I did there. I think I like my background a bit on the other one, but anyway, we might do another thing. Okay, so I'm gonna save that brush here because that was brush 4, okay, of the vine. Yeah, of vine brush 4, yes. That way I will add that for everybody who is a subscriber, and it makes it more fun because you don't have to like go hunt up the brushes if you want to recreate this or make your own version of it. Okay, so now between the vine and between this vertical stroke, I'm going to add in that like marble. And is that the color that I actually wanted it in? I feel like marble 5. Is it? Maybe it is. 2. Oh yeah, that's the one. Okay, but I feel like I need a lighter color actually in this marble. So I'm going to go over here and just make it a little bit lighter. Oh, because I want it to be the lightest of like this. So this is actually weird because this is one of the few times I'm going to use a 1 color brush, although I do need to use more in, I don't know if I love that. That's why sometimes it's like, it looks like the Wish version, but I swear it's always when I'm online, what do you call it? Trying to make it look perfect that it looks like kind of janky, but anyway. But I think it's fine enough. In some of the places, because of this pattern, it doesn't go like fill in quite that much there. I could actually adjust the brush texture just a little bit so that you get more of that background. But anyway, I'm not going to bother. So there was the one. I think those deep colors here make it actually a bit more successful. So if I go here and turn on the other one, that is where you get that like that dark contrast, and that makes it just a little bit more successful. If I was, so I will kind of keep that in mind, you know, that's the one that I did before, that's the one that I did after, or this is the one that I did after, but I feel like having that, the way that I did that background was a bit more successful because we're missing a little bit of contrast. But if I was going to go in and fix this, like quote fix this, what I would do is maybe underneath those vertical strokes I could put another new layer and then take like a darker green and do in that, it's kind of a monocolor sort of green, and then maybe what I would do is add a little bit of like something behind there in some places to kind of add a little bit of contrast, because I feel like in this case it was missing that. That's kind of interesting. That kind of adds that little bit of feel, and then even I could do like a lighter green just to kind of, well, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Anyway, it's a different version, but I'm going to go ahead and save that brush. That was brush 2E of the new collection that I'm doing. So, but in this case, it was really the success was in that striated background and having that a little bit of dark as well. So, but that's the version anyway. So yeah, going along with that. And, but at least I'm saving the brushes now. So after this is done, then I can go within an hour or so, I'll have my resource files into the early access folder. And then this one I liked a lot. This one is just also a few brushes. I actually really probably, you can't see the work that I did in the background, I'll show you, but I kind of like how that turned out as well. But we're getting that, like, I feel like they all kind of feel like they could be a part of the same collection, and that's really because of the color palettes. Save a copy. And then also the similar theme of nature and having like some gold and having, you know, similar elements. So this one I'm going to call 3 Live. Click OK. Saving the copy, and then now we're going to open that. And you'll have both versions. And then we'll just kind of peel them back here. But all of these colors were so magical. And I did sample some of them as like just small areas, so they're kind of monochromatic, but then I did some where there are bigger areas where you had all the colors mixing. Oh, that's just so pretty. Okay, so these things, the stampy things, I'm gonna group them. So we've got those. I used a stamp brush that I had made for another project, and just an outline silhouette. I used a little bit of these, an artistic autumn brush. I used a little bit of, that's a tie-dye. The main thing that I did with the background, and I probably didn't need to do this so extra because I ended up covering a lot of it, but it still looks quite cool. But I'll still probably just show you what I did. This was one of the brushes. Let's just group this. I'll pop through this really fast. Okay. So I made this kind of a weavy sort of pattern with this new brush that I did. Let's see if I can find it. No. Okay, so that's brush 19, yes, okay. So basically, I kind of just, let's see how I did here. I kind of just made this weavy pattern, so I just took, and let's just see how we do here. So I just kind of went like this, and it really didn't have to be perfect. And then I just made a new layer below it, and then I took like a different green and I just went like that. Okay, that we'll see if this is like really turned out. So, okay, so like that. So I kept adding a new layer underneath each time and grabbing a slightly different sort of duo like that. Okay, my Wacom is like double tapping for me, which is kind of annoying. So it was just kind of, this is super not, what's here, super not perfect or anything, but it was just having some fun kind of making a waffly sort of fibery knit vibe. Okay, new layer below. Let's go with like this, and I kind of liked taking a couple colors that were kind of like, one was a little bit darker than the one next to it, and kind of making these duos. Okay, why is that? Okay, oh, we're getting somewhere. It's looking okay. All right, new layer. Let's go to like maybe this one. All right, and then one last layer. Let's grab the green. Okay, I ended up covering over a lot of that, but that's kind of cool. You can do like even your own little, let's hit save. Even that could just be a nice background, you know, something like that. Maybe put a little more effort into it. Let's group that. So here's the one I did before. It's a little more tightly wound. There's the one I did after. And then I was playing around with different things that I ended up not using. And what did I do? Okay, so, oh, the next thing though that I did finally was, I think I laid in, did I lay in them first? No, I actually did not, which was crazy. So I'm actually surprised at how I got to this. Oh, did I put that even on top? Okay, yeah. So I was like, okay, I really kind of struggled with this one, but I just, I wanted to add some of the similar elements. So what I added here was one of the tie-dye brushes, and let's just see if I saved it, because probably I did, because when we get to here I was actually saving some things, which was quite nice. Oh yeah, this one is, I used one of my kind of light monochrome things, yeah. So this one is 5B, it's a, what do you call it? It is one of the tie-dye brushes, oh my god. But actually I think it's, even though I didn't necessarily do it in this order, I think it's good for me to drop in those shapes like that, and I'll go back to that, and then kind of play around with this and kind of fill it in sort of appropriately like that. And then I also added another thing, but yeah, I just, sometimes it's weird like how I build things up. I didn't necessarily, actually I think I didn't do that one first, but so I'm going to go back and I'm just adding a little bit of this tie-dye because I was just kind of trying to make a little bit of a little bit something different, you know, like just to bring in that light kind of cream that I had on all of the things. So did that. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how I did like these, which was just a stamp brush and then adding my gold layer style on it. So it was super easy. Let's go, okay, so this was a tropical stamp brush, and which one did I end up using? I think it was this one too. Oh no, that's not it. You think I would have saved it though. Where am I? Oh, there's the brush that I saved, okay. But apparently I did not save the tropical stamp brush. But okay, so this one I set this brush so that each time it will stamp different. And you can just play around with it, but I'm gonna take my left bracket and just make it kind of the size that I want. That's cool. And then go into my styles, and I'm putting it on like gold. This is a 24 karat gold brush thing. So something like this. So that's how you do it. I'm not gonna like do each of the one because it's a bit boring, and I wanna keep this not too long. So here's what I did, and I moved them around until it had like a nice rhythm that I liked, and I liked the gold and everything. Also on this gold layer style, if you double click on the pattern overlay, you can actually like move it around, just touch your canvas and move it around. So in case it's like in a dark spot you don't like, you can move it, you know, until it's something that you do like, or you can even change the scale to like 50% if you want it to look a little bit more fine. But anyway, I'm fine with that, and I'm just gonna leave that there. And then what I did was I added a little bit of green, so I'm gonna make a new layer underneath that, and I'm gonna check, because this is like, okay, so this is, I believe, the brush that yeah, that is the brush that I did. So I'll put these in good order here. Fall 45. Yeah, so this is brush 45 from the fall collection, from my artistic autumn, sorry. And I'm gonna just put this in like a dark green. And I just wanted to add a little bit of like contrast behind some of these leaves. So I just played around with that. Maybe I did this green, I'm not sure. Maybe that one. That looks a little bit better. But something, because I felt they were blending in a little bit, so I just added like a little bit of accent. Let's see where the original one that I did. Okay. Which I like how that goes, but as you can see, I actually kind of almost completely covered up the background, but it's good. You see little peaks of it and everything. So I'm just gonna kind of maybe play around with that brush and kind of creating some movement, maybe a little bit going behind the things if they're not getting enough contrast, so you can kind of see that shape. And that's fine, that's good enough. So I'm gonna hit save. So we've got 3 abstract backgrounds from that. This one was the one that I did before. There's the one I did live. I check that one. I feel like I need to cover up the tree a little bit more. Yeah. Then there's this number 2. There's the 2 that I did live. Little bit of a wish version, but whatever, it's fine. And then there's 3, and then there's the 3 I did live. So as you can see, you can take these ideas and make your own version of it, or, you know, have some fun with that. And I'm gonna save all of the source files for my subscribers, and they'll have the brushes, so that, and also the color palettes that I created from this, and I might add a few different blends, but it's so nice. You can't really go wrong, and when you have all these different colors, there's just so many different things you could do with this. But I just wanted something easy because my brain is super fried. I was getting ready for the Photoshop conference next week, getting my videos and materials ready. And if you haven't signed up for it, it's the Photoshop Creativity Virtual Summit 2025, and you can sign up for free, watch it for free. And then there's also a VIP pass as well. So that's going to be bouncing off. Kept it to about 45 minutes, which is good. And I'm glad I got to catch you, Bonnie. That was great to check your comments. And also I'm happy that I could share the foundation tutorials. I try to put that everywhere, but I feel like people, I just don't know where else I can put it. But I feel like I put it on everything, like on my emails, like when people download a thing, I have to just find a way to make it even more bigger, because I say, hey, check out these foundation tutorials. But I have to find a way to make it just like even more obvious, because I think that there's just if you do those, you just can save yourself so much time and everything. And yeah, great to connect, Bonnie, and keep sending those amazing edits that you're doing with the photography, because those are super great, just so amazing. Oh, and also I have oil in my hair, so if I'm looking a little wild today, guys, that's why. Because yeah, I have my hair oil, and I haven't been able to take a shower yet, so it looks a little wild. But anyway, all right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and then I will have a new tutorial next week and lots of stuff coming up, new brushes. Okay, bye.